And we are back to talk about the latest episode of March. First, I want to say that it does now air on Sundays at 8 p.m. Central. But this episode found us basically learning about the two young men who want to try out for drum major. And so the current drum major is going out, basically um, walking them through calisthenics. For those, help me, were they talking about, because it's funny to me because everyone always focuses on marching and they focus on dancing, but also what I used to love when I was drum major, I'm not gonna say love, but what they had. So if you hear my voice, think about me having to project my voice. People say I sound like Wanda Sykes, right? So
That's it.
that's it. That's it.
Light bulb went off. I was.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's it.
Yes, indeed.
One thing I used to love though, as far as preparation for drum major, and I wonder if they do this still, is we would go, I know they don't, the band field is different, but we would go, because if you all remember where the band field was when we were there, it's a parking lot now for the stadium, but we would turn and face the baby dome. And the goal was to say your voice commands to get your voice to echo off of the baby dome. Okay, so it took a long time for me to be able to do it. But what we had to learn was you yell from your stomach and not necessarily your mouth, your throat. So it was I don't know if they did that in the show, but that was something that I used to love doing. But again, my guy is still Nehemiah. Okay.
Yep.
I think from a musicianship, he had me really the first episode, but then also when I saw him playing the flute, and then also the fact that he plays a brass instrument, that just says a lot to me about this young man. Dance committee, so it seems like he probably would have that showmanship. um, as far as, again, I still, the show itself, still very much reality TV. So again, support it because we went to PV, even if reality shows are not your thing. Joe, I know you also watched the show. What is your take on it?
I think from this episode, it was two big takeaways. One, um, Dr. Zach did a great job of mentorship on one scene where one of the bass player who wants to try out for drum major, I cannot remember his name, but he was sitting in Dr. Zach's office and explaining to him why he wants to be drum major. And he kind of gave like a resume textbook answer. And Dr. Zach said, nah, bruh, that's not going to do it. I can tell fake when you give it to me. I want the real answer why you want to do this. And he pulled it out of him. He forced him to be honest with himself on the reason why he wants to do it. And and he came out. Dr. Zach pulled out the true meaning and passion, the reason why this young man wanted to be a drum major, and it was a nice mentorship, a visual of what mentorship on a college campus should look like. So that was one thing. The other scene to me that stood out was the prep week for the Mississippi Valley State game. It was cold the entire week and drizzling the entire week. The band is outside every day in the elements, prepping to put on a great show for PV alum. They showed up Saturday to the game in the rain and the cold and put on a great show in front of about 10 fans. So that really stuck out to me. And the camera view clearly showed empty stands. Yeah, we had a couple people standing up underneath the bleachers so they wouldn't get wet, but the band was in the elements the whole game to put on a good show. And that really stuck out to me, that we have these student athletes and band student athletes who work all week long to put on a great show Saturday for us alumni. The least we can do is drive down 290 and show up to support them.
And it's
That was the
unfortunate
biggest takeaway.
because yet again, it's when you're showing this on national TV, this is beyond PV, alum and students. It's a national audience seeing that. And So yeah,
It
I
impacts your
mean,
recruiting.
I guess,
possibly.
yeah. One of the things that concerns me is I hear the top, I hear the comments, hey, have you seen March? It's PV, and this is to alumni. And, the remark may be, I'm not watching that mess. Now I'm 3 episodes in. I admit I'm behind, but I always binge watch anyway. But for folks to not even give it a chance, especially alumni, you'd expect them to give it the opportunity just for sheer sake of support. That concerns me. That sentiment concerns me, and I don't mind speaking out about it. So,
right.
I will say that it ain't for everybody. If you over 45, damn sure over 50, it ain't for you. That's just what it is. If you're not a reality TV person, it's not necessarily for you. If you're a little seasoned, overly seasoned in life, it potentially is not for you. But like you said, Mike, you can at least give it a try and see if you like it.
Or at least just turn it on so it shows up with the ratings.
Yeah,
Bingo.
put your damn
Bingo.
TV on that channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, Shaunetta. Nehemiah is my guy. He brings it from multiple levels, from the intensity, from the desire to be a leader, from a dance component where he's going to put on a show, standing out in front of the audience. He's going to put on a show because he's a dancer. He's very creative, and he wants it. He has that desire to want to be that leader. So
the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure it's more than 2 that want to be drum majors. So it's gonna be funny when
they get all the love.
Yeah. Or when neither one of them make it. If neither one of them were to make it, it's some, baby that we haven't even seen.
That's just something else to give PB fan alum something to complain about. That's all.
Where Nehemiah at?
Yep, we gonna be on Facebook next fall. Hot.
Yeah. But also too, if you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see that after the shows, they have a show where they talk about the episode. So check that out as well. So again, March.
That's good information.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I didn't realize it.
So again, March Sundays now. I think we probably only have maybe 2 or 3 more episodes. So again, to Mike's point, binge it. It's 8 episodes. Okay, help your school out. And that's all I have to say about that.